I'm live. Hello, it's Jamie here. Going live from my kitchen. I am going live for the first time. So, hello. I am on day one of a DIY fasting mimicking diet, and I am hungry. Go figure. So, today is day one. I've had my breakfast. It's already after 6 p.m. local time, which I've kind of messed up the day already because by now I should be prepping dinner, but I haven't even had my lunch. I haven't had my snack. I will be enjoying all of those things because those are nutrients that we need to survive. I've had coffee, I've had a little bit of water. Yeah, it's just been a very distracting day. And I had a couple of very tall beers last night, and that just kind of like knocked me off my butt. And yeah, so this morning was a slow start to say the least. Anyway, it's snack time. I'm very happy about it. And I'm going to show you what my snack time prep is all about. So we are going to have black olives and raw cashews as our snack. I know that sounds funny. It sounds weird. I get it, but it's going to be delicious. So I have black olives here. If you want to do green olives, that's totally cool too. We're going to do 35 grams of this stuff. So let's just drain these. Oh, I feel weak. I feel weak. All right, so I've got my trusty scale. Let's turn this baby on and make sure that you're in grams. I'm in grams, and I get to have 35 grams of these beautiful, fatty, delicious black olives. And so you just go like this. How specific do you want to be if you're going to do this in the future? Get as specific as possible. We're at 26.6, 29.7. How many grams? 35 grams. We're at 36.7 grams. I'm going to tear one in half. 35.1 grams. Woohoo! Let's reset the tear. 35.00. Amazing. I'm going to eat this little black olive right there. Put the rest of my black olives in here. And then store that for tomorrow's snack. Hallelujah. Cycle that bad boy. Okay, so I've reset the tear, and now I'm going to do my cashews. Cashews, only 10 grams today. So these are raw, unroasted, unsalted, all that good stuff. 10 grams. So these are high-fat foods, high-fat plants. Need these calories. Ooh, 10.2. Okay, good enough. It's all good. So when I'm asked the question, like, how exact should we get? I would say very exact as possible. So that was 10.1, and that's good for me. So 10.1 grams of cashews, and this was 35.1 grams of black olives. And so that is perfect. This is our snack. I've also had a question of like, well, that's a funny snack. You're gonna just like eat these together? I'm gonna eat these together, but like not like, I just see it as these are just calories. And I'm telling you, when you're really hungry, to the point where you're a little bit like, I'm not dizzy, but like I know my body is going through a transition because I don't have a lot of calories. I'm not like shaky yet, but you're just so thankful to eat anything at this point. And so that's what I like to try to concentrate on is how absolutely delicious these black olives are. They're fatty, they're a little bit salty, not too salty at all. And they're so beautiful. They don't really smell like anything, but they're just so beautiful. Yum, yum, yum. Typically, I do kind of like finish one thing and then I will start on the other, but it depends on how I feel. So today is day one. Today is a transition kind of day. So typically we're burning glucose for energy. And when we're going into the fasting state, which Longo says takes about a day or two, today we are burning through all of our glucose stores. I have a lot of glucose stores because I eat whatever. And so today's transitional. And we are going to start burning off all of our glucose stores and then burning fat for energy instead. So apparently the fat goes into our liver, processes through our liver, ketones get pumped out through our bloodstream, and then that's what we burn for energy. So because we're in that state where we're literally switching from burning one fuel type to another, it can be very painful. So many people experience a lot of pain, depending on what your definition of pain is. It's uncomfortable. It's definitely uncomfortable. So today I treated myself to just being a slob on the couch and just relaxing with my hot coffee and our dog, some trashy TV, Sex and the City. This latest season is really bad, really, really bad. But I still love these girls and I'll always watch them. But anyway, delicious. This is probably the easiest day. Actually, no. For many people, this is the easiest day only because it's the most calories in our DIY version and the official one. So 1090 calories today. Days 2, 3, 4, and 5, we drop down to 725 calories. That's difficult. So tomorrow, day 2 is typically my most difficult day, but this is actually my 10th round of doing this whole business of fasting. And I'm obviously very much a novice in fasting or fasting mimicking. I've never done a true water only fast, but even though I'm still very much a novice, I don't really have any like bad days anymore, like hard days where I'm just severely suffering. But if you've never done this before and you are about to, then expect days 1, 2, 3 to be hard, but then it gets a lot easier. So you've got that to look forward to. Another thing that I love to do during these fasts is do a body scan. So I thought I would show you exactly what I mean by that. All right, so I have a massive thingamajig. I like writing down. I have a massive piece of paper. And I will show you exactly how I do my body scans. Got our little daughter's pen holder here. So what I like to start doing is just a very rough sketch, laugh if you will, of just a human body. Can't really see that very well. Let's get a better marker. Hopefully the lighting is good. All right, let's do this again. There's my head, my arm, we've got legs. So just a very rough sketch of a human body, right? And then from here, I typically do this first thing in the morning, but again, had a lazy start. So at this point, I recommend that you do this. You do a body scan. And so you start by, you can close your eyes, you can keep them open. You start above your head, about a foot above your head, and you just scan your entire body from head to toe. And I learned this from Andy from Headspace. And he says, in terms of the speed, think of like a photocopier. If you know what a photocopier is, think of how it scans. And so we're scanning our body at that same speed. And what I'm doing is I am scanning and looking for anything that's like calling out to me. So I don't have a headache. My head feels fine. I feel hungry. So again, I don't feel lightheaded, but I'm hungry. And then I go through. I have a little bit of eczema that's been flaring up behind one of my ears. So I like to mark that stuff. So I've got another. Let's get another color. Oh, that's not the right pen. I'm just going to use my same marker. So it's behind my left ear. I just kind of do that just to tell myself I've got some inflammation going on behind my left ear. And then I continue to scan. Everything feels good. My legs are a little bit tight. I went to a very intense yoga class the other day, but I actually love that feeling. And then I will make any kind of notes over here. So I am itchy. Oh boy. Can't even write right now. So I'm a little bit itchy. The eczema is flaring, but everything else feels very good. Sometimes I like to write about my mental state. Sometimes I like to write about how I'm feeling, like in terms of my emotions. But definitely, first and foremost, it is a physical scan. And I do this every single day. And it's really interesting what comes out. The really cool thing is, of course, anybody who's going to do anything like fasting or fasting mimicking diet, we are looking for some kind of transition. And so it's really interesting to see your body scans from day 1 to day 6 and beyond. I tend to do this pretty much every single day. It's part of my morning routine because I like to see and make connections between what I eat, what's going on in my life, and then how my body is kind of communicating that back to me. I think that the body has a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and sometimes we're not conscious of what's happening. And so I look to my body to tell me what is going on. So if my ear is raging, that means like I have to cut back on something. There's something that I'm doing, probably from a food perspective, that my body is just saying, I don't like it, stop it. So yeah, that's my little trick. My goal was to go live every day of this fast. So this is day 1. I'm not really sure if I'm going to have a set time to do this, but yeah, this is the snack. My husband and daughter are out for dinner tonight. So that kind of sucks that I'm missing out on that. But I love that I'm doing this with my new friend, also Californian. I'm not Californian, I'm Canadian, but I live in California. And we're doing this together. And it's fun. I enjoy this only because this is round 10 and I know how amazing I'm going to feel after this really crappy transition day of switching those, fuel sources. But it's nice just to be alone. And funny enough, I'm just going to clean a little bit. I'm going to get a little bit of work done and then maybe watch a nice movie or something tonight. That's what I always love to do during these resets, is either choose a book or line up a couple of movies and just sit around, hang out, and yeah, enjoy. So today is a painful day, but my friend Cindy, my new friend Cindy, she said that today will be the easy day because we're eating 1090 calories and it's a lot better than 725. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy these cashews and then I'm going to make my lunch, eat that. It's a big salad. It's a huge salad, actually. A lot of nutrients. In my case, because this is round 10, do I have to eat all the calories? I do not. I'm going to eat at least 500. But in my first round, I definitely wanted every single calorie that I could possibly eat. But because this is round 10 and I'm pretty used to this, I am not scared like I normally am. I'm always scared going into these. I'm always nervous. I'm never looking forward to that feeling of hunger and having to sit with that hunger. But I will tell you, you eventually learn how to sit with that hunger, and it's an amazing superpower. I could have gone to dinner with my husband and daughter and just sat there and had water or like tea, but that's, boring for the people you're out with. But I could have totally done that and smelled all the food and stuff, but I don't recommend that. And the funny thing is I just looked at Prolon's website and they have all these like top 10 tips of how to conduct your fast. And one of their tips is to go out to a restaurant or to go to a dinner party. And I think that is terrible advice. Terrible advice. Why would you go to a dinner party? Anyway, I don't understand that, but I would say keep yourself busy, and that's why I'm going to do a little bit of cleaning and some work. Just keep my mind occupied. And what was my other point? I don't know. Today is a transition phase, so just be good to yourself if you're going to do this in the future. And I am going to do this live in a group setting next month. So that reminds me, I do have to get back to somebody about that, but that's going to start. It's going to be 10 days in total instead of 5, because I really believe that we have to go into it with the right mindset and have everything prepped. And I can't tell you how many people tell me like, oh, I haven't even gone grocery shopping yet. And like, hello, we're starting right now. So I'm going to give 2 days to prep. And then we're going to go into this FMD DIY style for 5 days. And then we are going to come out of it and refeed, which means we just start eating food again. But instead of just eating whatever we want, we're going to eat properly and come out of the fast safely and optimally. And so I'm going to allocate 3 days to eating optimally, which just means we're eating a bunch of whole plants. So that's going to be the 10-day catalyst. And the reason why I call it a catalyst is because you are really jumping off into a different version of you. It could be the starting point of tremendous change if you keep up some of the good habits. Who is this for? It's for anybody who sees benefit in doing something like this. There could be 1,000,001 reasons to do this. For me personally, I did this to support my husband who wanted to try it. And then I did it with a couple of friends, and then I fell in love with it. So I don't love feeling hungry, but I love what I get out of it. And every time I do this, I go through what I call these psychological exorcisms. So I do like to journal things out. I love to have my body scan because I'm telling you, stuff is going to come out. You will learn things about yourself. And I love it because of those psychological breakthroughs. So I feel like when we do this, we unshed, or we shed, unshed? We shed and we let go of things. And not only are we letting go of damaged cell parts, and we're going through like a deep cellular cleanse, and maybe we're shedding some body weight if there's some body weight that needs to be shed. But we are also, I think, releasing things that no longer serve us from, for me personally, it's been from a very psychological perspective. So there have been things that I've been holding on to for many, many years, and they're just like programmed into me. And the last few resets have been pretty amazing because I feel like I've had these like mini breakthroughs, and things that I was holding on to, they resurfaced. And the answers always come through my dreams. So in my dream state, I'm working through stuff. I'm like a little baby. I go through my day, I go to sleep, I'm working through stuff. And then I get up, I do my body scan, I write about my dream. Or as soon as you wake up, you could think about what happened in your dream. That helps you remember it. And then there's always a lesson within that dream, or the dreams, but there always seems to kind of be this underlying theme during every reset. And I think it's dependent on what's going on in your life, you know? So maybe there's something, back then I was struggling with something, and I didn't have the balls to like pull the trigger and do what I knew I had to do. And I was talking myself back into staying in a situation that wasn't ideal for me. And so during one of my most recent resets, it came through my dream state, and I went through so many emotions. And that topic specifically was front and clear in my dream. And when I woke up, I just immediately knew what, I guess, my subconscious was telling me, like, just get out of that situation. And it was hard to do that, but I did it. And had I not gone through that reset, I think that I would have just stayed in that situation for a lot longer. And I really don't like doing that. I don't like doing that. So it helped me get clarity. All to say, I got clarity from it. And that's what people say, right? When we're in the fasting state, you become very clear. And I totally agree. That always happens. I will also say, I just rewatched this episode on Goop with Gwyneth Paltrow, and they're doing like longevity things. And she did the FMD, and she was talking about how she normally does all kinds of liver detoxes, and that she's miserable and her family can't stand it because she's a terrible person. But her husband, it's very interesting because you look at her husband and he looked at her and said, "You actually look like you're doing very well, or you're doing pretty well." And she had to admit that she was doing pretty well. Aside from being miserable and like obviously hangry, she was actually doing well. And I think it's because she's in the fasting state. So I look forward to that. I'm definitely not there right now. I feel pretty bad right now. And I feel kind of weak, but that's because I've barely eaten today and I'm a baby that way. But yeah, I'm going to go do my thing. And I would say definitely by day 3, but probably by tomorrow, I'm going to start entering into that fasting state. I'm going to measure my ketones starting tomorrow just to see if I am in ketosis yet, and just enjoy. Last time I did this, I was going through just typical mom things, getting really like annoyed at silly things. But you know, as a mom, you're tired, you're working, you're a housekeeper, you're a cook, you're a driver, you're all these things. You're a nurturer, and all that stuff becomes like a lot. And I did the reset. I was in the fasting state, and things that would normally make me so pissed off and annoyed, it didn't bother me whatsoever. Like I was just a different person. It was just so weird. I was just cool as a cucumber, super chill, very happy, very happy. You feel optimistic. Your mind just kind of opens up. And I think that is our natural state. We are naturally supposed to feel that way. We're naturally not supposed to be bothered and burdened by all this stupid stuff. But sometimes there's just so much that we accumulate in terms of eating calories or just too much bad content and media in our brains that it weighs us down. And so having a period where you're just releasing that and taking a break from it, telling you, magical things can happen. Yes. Anyway, now I'm rambling and I'm going to get off, but I will be back tomorrow, and maybe I will share breakfast with you because breakfast is my favorite meal typically, but definitely during this reset because it's a beautiful breakfast. And some people might think it's very weird. Of course it's weird. It's it's a reset. It's like a food challenge. But it's also really good. It was really tasty. So yeah, I'm going to sign off for now. Thanks for joining. Let me know what questions you have, and I'll see you soon.